added a Predator Ghost to the Azusa bike, and it did 3.93 0 to 30 and 38 miles per hour. And it only did 38 miles per hour because it was rev limited. With the gear ratio on the bike, it would get up to RPM really quick. So anyway, I added a billet flywheel, and then it went 3.80 0 to 30. It was a lot more snappy. And it did 3.80, the fastest time so far, or quickest time so far, and 45.90 top speed. So it was definitely a lot faster. So in the quest for more top speed and a quicker 0 to 30 time without getting into the internals of the engine, I'm going to swap out this PZ22 carb for this NIBBI 24mm carb. And we'll see if the NIBBI will outperform the PZ22 on the Ghost. So we pull off this slide, and I think the cable is pretty much the same as far as the link goes for the slide. So I think it'll be just a real quick swap. Pull off this fuel line and make a giant mess. I'm just gonna go ahead and bolt it with a VM22 on here, VM22 intake. Just pop it off as one piece, it'll be a lot easier. So the NIBBI will bolt right on. There's still a gasket on here. Hopefully it'll seal up on this, we'll see. Sweet. Alrighty, quick bolt on. All right, easy swap. Throw on that slide. Pull all the slide and stuff off here for the PZ22. Yeah, if you look at the slide is so much smaller on this compared to the NIBBI. Pull all that stuff off there. Yeah, if you look at the slide on the NIBBI, it's a lot bigger. So, let me pop this top on here. Just throw this spring on here. And the slide. Go ahead and install this slide. And we'll see if we get throttle, hopefully. And pull this air filter off and make sure we got throttle. Make sure it opens up. Make sure we get wide open. Okay, let's check out that throttle. Oh yeah, perfect. The length of the cable is good. Hook up this fuel line. Throw the air filter back on here and let's go test it out. I mean, it might not have any performance gain at all, but one way to find out. NIBBI 24mm on the Ghost. Okay, let's see if she'll fire up. Well, that was a good sign. Second pull. millimeter on the Ghost. All right, let's see what it did. Oh, 3.70, 3.70. So it knocked a tenth off from 0 to 30. Let me see if I can back that up. Okay, 0 to 30. NIBBI 24 millimeter on the Ghost. Okay, a 3.77, so a 3.70, a 3.77. So it is quicker from 0 to 30. Let me see if the top speed is not limited by valve springs. So with the Ghost engine and the NIBBI 24 millimeter carburetor, it did 3.70 0 to 30. So definitely quicker. It feels more snappy. It lost a little bit of top speed. I think it was 42.54. So we started out with the Ghost 3.93 0 to 30 and 38 miles an hour, a stock Ghost. Then I added a billet flywheel and a standard Predator 212 coil, and it did 3.80 and 45.90 top speed. So it made a big difference. Then I added the NIBBI 24 millimeter carburetor and it dropped another tenth of a second. It definitely feels snappy with the NIBBI on there. And then it lost a little top speed, 42.54. So with these short tires, the engine gets up into its RPM band super quick. So it'll max out whatever valve springs are on here. No problem, really fast with this gear ratio. So I think we're on the valve springs right now because it seems like it's floating the valves when I get up there at high RPM. So I think the NIBBI possibly could be a better carburetor for it. You know, it's a little bigger, it has a bigger slide. If I can put some valve springs in there, because I think it's on the valve springs right now. It even did that with the stock PZ22 carb. It got on the valve springs and it was floating the valves a little bit at top speed. So I know I could get more top speed out of the bike the way it's set up right now, even with the stock valve springs, if I gear the bike different, but the 0 to 30 times will suffer. So I'm trying to get it as fast as possible, but at the same time, keep the quickness with the 5-to-1 ratio.